S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2.2 is live. Let's see why it was look like a paid beta test. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome that the developers are still actively working on it, but as a player, it is definitely a bit frustrating. You buy a game on day one and you basically have to wait 2 years just to get the version that feels truly finished. Unfortunately, the whole game industry is the same right now. Games aren't polished and players are testers in a good scenario, unless devs would go to focus on the next project. Still, despite that slightly bitter aftertaste, today might actually be the best moment to finally jump back into the zone. Let's be real for a second. We all understand why this happened. The team had to deal with unpredictable challenges, including the war in Ukraine, moving offices and constant disruption. The fact that this game even exists at all is a massive achievement. At the same time, look at it strictly as a video game. What if they did a smaller game? If the map wasn't quite as massive, or if they focus on tighter, more compact experience, we probably wouldn't have needed these 2 years of constant patching just to get solid performance and working systems. We could have had a polished, incredible game right out of the gate. But what's done is done. And what matters right now is where the game stands today. So let's talk about the free 2.0 patch first, because this is a foundation. The biggest thing here is performance. The game just runs significantly better now. The frame rate feels stable, the stuttering is heavily reduced, and the engine upgrade really cleaned up the visuals. Indoor lighting, shadows and reflections look way closer to what we are shown in the original reveals. Then there are the live systems, the living open world. On release, the zone often felt empty or completely scripted. With this update, NPCs and mutants actually move around, fight over campfires, and interact with the world even when you are not standing right next to them. Enemies don't just shoot you through solid concrete walls anymore. They also add a dynamic fog that actually works with the gameplay. If it gets sick, enemies can see you or hear you this easily, which finally makes stealth an option. Plus, you get new weapons, binoculars for scouting, and customizable difficulty settings. It simply feels better. Then on top of the free patch, we have the paid story expansion. We are finally getting access to the Chornobyl Nuclear Power Plant and the Iron Forest. For anyone who loves the lore, this is a huge. It brings back the classic conflict between duty and freedom, cheering up the peace treaty and putting you right in the middle of refraction war again. Judging by the trailer, it looks really solid. The atmosphere is sick, the new areas look detailed, and the story seems focused. Of course, a good trailer is easy to make. How the DLC actually plays out across several hours, and whether the new story missions are engaging or just repetitive filler, is something we still have to find out for ourselves. I'm jumping into the game right now to test the performance across different areas and see if the DLC actually lives up to the hype. If you're already on S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, just go download the free 2.0 patch. You don't have to buy the DLC right away. Just boot up the base game, walk around the zone, and see how the new performance and ally feel on your own PC. What do you think about this update? Does this finally feels like the real launch of the game, or are you still holding off? Let me know in the comments below.